Let's talk about a very interesting mutation called Piebaldism. Piebaldism is a mutation vaguely similar to albinism, where melanocytes, the cells responsible for creating pigment, don't develop properly. However, instead of like in albinism when the entire organism is fully white and no pigment, piebaldism results in this pied coloration where there are spots of both pigmented and unpigmented areas. It's actually not that uncommon. It's been seen in pretty much every group of animal, from deer like this one, to reptiles, to birds, to even humans. In some cases, in things like horses, it is selectively bred for because people think it looks really cool, resulting in a piebald horse like this one, also known as a pinto horse or a paint horse. So basically what causes piebaldism is that there is a mutation in certain genes that cause the melanocytes, the pigment-producing cells, not to develop properly, but only in some places. In these cells with the mutation, there is no pigment being produced, so that results in the white areas, but in cells where the mutation is not present, pigment is produced like normal, and that results in the colored areas. Most of the time, this mutation is harmless. However, it can be comorbid with some other diseases and disorders in some rare cases, but the majority of the time, the piebaldism is in fact okay. The only potential issue that really comes up is the fact that in the wild, in things like deer and birds, it does make it a little bit more difficult for them to camouflage and survive, because it's much easier to see a bright white and spotted animal than it is to see a regularly camouflaged animal. This one up here in specific is the Faroe-pied raven, a extinct subspecies of raven that used to be only found on the Faroe Islands, that the majority of the raven population had this piebald or pied gene, making them this black and white speckled bird. Unfortunately, they are extinct now. I've made a whole video on them if you're interested in watching that one. Now, piebaldism is in fact quite different from other pigment disorders like vitiligo, which is also commonly seen throughout the animal kingdom, even in humans. And piebaldism is also found in humans, but the difference is piebaldism is a mutation that you have since birth. Door slammed. You're born with it, you have that pattern, and that pattern stays. However, vitiligo is an autoimmune disorder that progressively develops as you age, so the pattern shifts, more pigment cells kind of get destroyed, and you gradually lose pigment. In piebaldism, there is no gradual loss of pigment. The cells with pigment continue to have pigment, and the cells without pigment continue to not. It can result in some sort of similar looking patterns, but overall they have different causes and are different just things.